What is up, family, and welcome to Do More, Be More. Today we are going to be talking about the best way to burn fat. So there's two options that we're going to go over, which is being in a calorie deficit or burning a whole lot of calories so that you are in a deficit. So let's go ahead and go into that. Stick around because that is coming up right now. Welcome everyone to Do More, Be More. Now, there's a lot of people that are able to go hours and hours without eating, and it's probably super easy for them to be in a deficit. So maybe they never need to do any cardio, and I applaud them. I am hungry all the time. I can't do that. So now you see that there's two different kinds of people. Now, that is no reason to not do cardio. Cardio is good for your heart nonetheless. So if you like to do cardio, do more. If you don't like it, then just do what you need to so that you can have a healthy heart. Probably 20 to 30 minutes every day, or 5 times a week if you could. But this is, of course, if you're doing exercise regularly. When I was at my highest at 215 pounds, honestly, I tried to do a whole lot of cardio because I thought that that was the solution. Burning fat, the only way to do that is to do cardio. But I realized after a while, when I was around the 200 range, that it was with calorie deficit. So whether it's through cardio or through eating within your calorie range to be in a deficit, that is what I've learned. And then I just decided to eat in a deficit, and I just stuck to weightlifting and building the body that I wanted while I'm being in a deficit was being taken care of by eating in a deficit. But basically, you don't have to necessarily eat in a deficit if you are going to exercise to the point of bringing yourself down to a deficit. So an example, if you're gonna have to eat 1,500 to be in a deficit, and you eat 2,000 calories, meaning you're 500 over your deficit amount, give or take, the person will probably exercise to burn 800 to 1,000 calories. It's a lot of cardio, honestly. And if you love cardio, then if you can do that, then by all means, you have that option. But you would have to burn that much you have to burn about 500 calories to come down to the 1,500 that's your deficit. Or more. And if you are able to do that, you have the energy to do that, probably you will because of all the food you're eating, then go ahead and do it. So that should be just fine. This will most likely be a good option for people who love to do cardio and for those who love to eat, meaning that are not so heavily on wanting to eat less. I definitely don't. As my weight started dropping, my calorie range started dropping because I was a lighter person. So going from 215, I was able to eat X amount of food. Then when I was at 150, clearly I couldn't eat the same amount. So I stopped doing cardio and just started depending on weightlifting as I started dropping. But then once I got really low, I knew that I had to do some cardio. Plus I was more conscious of how healthy it is to have a good heart. So I started adding cardio for two different reasons. And I also started finding cardio that I liked. So having done that, it makes it a lot more easy for me to continue doing cardio because I'm honestly not a big fan of doing cardio. When I think of cardio, I think of doing burpees and just burpees. And honestly, I just don't like it. I'll do it if I absolutely want to. But in that case, there's so many other options that I have. As far as eating in a deficit goes, though, what I do with my menu with the Do More, Be More food lab is to find high protein, low calorie foods that are good as far as like being high volume foods. It's to help you stay full while having a good amount of protein and low calories, which defeats 3 different things that you need to overcome to be in a deficit. So if you're able to do that, then by all means, you don't probably need to do a whole lot of cardio with the benefit of losing fat. But you also have to continue thinking about the health of your heart. That's not what this video is about, though. So yeah, it's a priority to take care of your heart, but we're not talking about cardio in that sense right now. We're only talking about doing cardio for the sake of losing body fat. So if you are gonna do cardio for that purpose, make sure you like it, pick the right ones. And if you are not eating past your calorie deficit range, then you don't really need to do a whole lot. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't, though. So I'm always going to leave a gray area because everyone is different and everyone should like different things and find what is most suitable for them. So if you are able to eat in a deficit, yes, you don't need to do cardio. but there are other reasons why we need to do cardio. So you with me? You following? Of course, you do burn calories by doing some resistance training. There are ways of combining resistance training and cardio to make it beneficial in that sense. And then you can also eat maybe a little bit more. So now you're combining best of both worlds, and that brings you the benefits of both worlds, which is losing fat and gaining muscle. So that's one good way to keep it balanced. But that also gives you the option of switching days. You're not going to do some sick cardio burning 1,000 calories every day, are you? Unless you're a marathon runner, in which case you need to really up that protein. So you could have days where you're having a little bit lesser cardio, but consistently and regularly, and then you are able to probably, if you're able to maintain your calorie range a little lower that day, and then you just do the opposite on other days, then you have some variety. And then you can have days where you do burn a lot of calories, and you can have whatever meal you wanted. If you wanted to have something that is not within what you normally eat, you go ahead and do it on those days. And then that way, everything is more organized, everything is balanced, and you don't feel bad about having done any of those things, and you don't feel bad about the things that you weren't able to do. So it also helps you with your mental health. You're not depriving yourself, you're doing what you need to, you're helping yourself as far as health, your heart, your body, your muscles, your cardiovascular exercise, and overall diet and fitness. So that's a good balance. Never feel you have to do the exact same thing every day. And if you want tips, of course, you can always drop comments, and I also have a bunch of suggestions that I put on my TikToks and Facebook and Instagram. So I may do it in smaller videos there, and I have more longer educational videos here so that you can get really into depth with those topics. But in the end, which is better? Extra amount of cardio to burn the calories and put yourself in a deficit, or eating in a deficit? That is entirely up to you. And that doesn't mean everyone is different and whatever. Yeah, everyone is different, but you should try both, and you'll see within a few days, maybe a few weeks, or maybe a couple of months, which is a better one for you, which one you're able to maintain. And then when you come to a decision, switch it up and see how you like that. And then just come back to the other one, and vice versa. Or just, like I said, mix a few days during the week when you're doing one, and then a few days during the rest of the week where you're doing the other method. It's always good to keep it fresh. That way you don't feel like you're stuck with something, and that's what makes you not want to be consistent anymore. So that is all for today, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. This was one that I have found to be a lesson that I've learned over the course of several months, and now I'm happy to be able to be flexible in that sense. I do appreciate the support you've been giving me, support in the comment section, and my Facebook and my TikTok and on Instagram. Any questions you have, I'll be happy to do them or respond to those. And I will be coming out with videos every Tuesday, of course, you already know. And appreciate the support one last time. I think I said it like 15 times on this one. But remember, guys, if you do more, you will be more.